Hello, my name is Joseph Arnold, and today I'm going to talk to you about the connection between arts and nature, and not just in some superficial sense of, oh, let's make a painting about nature, all that, well, that's really great, or a song about nature, but in a really deep sense. What is the deep connection between arts and nature, and specifically about humanity's connection with nature and its repercussions for climate change and issues like that. So what I'm going to be sharing with you is from my upcoming book called Soulforce Arts, The Vital Role of Musicians and Other Artists in a World That's Lost Its Mind. This is from the first chapter, and the first chapter is all about the wrongness in the arts. And what do I mean by wrongness? There's all kinds of disconnection that happens in the arts. People get, like I had repetitive strain injuries in my body, my arms, from playing violin like this. And that was a natural result of the environment I was in the music school I went to. It just encouraged that. And you can see this in many other music and art schools and arts organizations, that injuries and burnout and performance anxiety are a natural result of the way we now do the arts. And that's just one example. There are many others, including about money and about the creative process. And I go into all of this in this chapter. And there's one section of the chapter about how our arts institutions actually tend to disconnect us from each other, from genuine creativity, from the true potential of art to inspire and enlighten us and actually provide an experience of transcendence. I believe that that's what the arts are really about. They're not about self-expression. They're certainly not just about making money or expressing something about the culture, or fashion, or looking cool, or any kind of status games. But that's a lot of what happens in the arts world. And that's why so much of the art that we see in our current society is so vapid, so superficial, and vacuous, devoid of real transformative power. So in any case, so that's kind of an overview of chapter 1. So again, my name is Joseph Arnold. I'm a violinist and Alexander technique teacher and founder and director of Soulforce Arts Institute, where we take a look at these things, we take a look at these questions and find real answers to the wrongness in the world, to the wrongness in the arts world, to the wrongness in our society, and what artists can do about them through our art. So I'm going to read to you a couple paragraphs here from this chapter 1 on the wrongness in the arts, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, the section is called The Arts and Disconnection from Nature. When modern arts institutions are disconnected from soul, they betray the full transformative potential of the arts, which is to connect humanity with the larger forces of nature, and to bring us into a state of participation with the cosmos. However, our arts institutions have largely forgotten this potential, and instead play a smaller game, unduly agreeing to the reduction of art to solely aesthetic or economic functions in society. And while these functions have their place, they are clearly insufficient to bring humanity into a state of participation and connection with the forces of nature. By neglecting this larger potential, our arts institutions actually contribute to our society's dismissal of the arts as frivolous, and fall short of their responsibility to guide humanity into a more harmonious relationship with ourselves, each other, and the planet. But it hasn't always been this way. Many Native American peoples, for example, thought of the whole act of living in harmony with nature as their art, and consequently didn't even have a term for art as such because they never felt they needed it. Similarly, the whole of ancient Egyptian art and architecture had the explicit goal of inducing an altered state of consciousness that revealed the universal harmony between humans and the cosmos at large. The Egyptians achieved this to such a degree that even people who visit their temples today often report experiencing this altered state of consciousness. And what our own society considers to be among the greatest works of art also share this transformative quality. For example, the Chartres Cathedral, Beethoven's late string quartets, and Dostoevsky's The Brothers Karamazov. But these are the exception and not the rule. In the absence of the explicit intention to connect humanity with the forces of nature, the arts today are believed to be a uniquely human affair. This belief shapes the arts into a self-referential hall of mirrors, in whose reflections we only ever find confirmation of humanity's disconnection from nature. Art made for social commentary, political or economic gain, or as mere self-expression, art for art's sake, are all reflections in this hall of mirrors. This kind of art and the institutions that propagate it cut artists off from the source of authentic creativity that lies within, a source which follows the same natural laws as the trees and the stars. It deprives audiences of the experience of universal harmony that their souls long for. It deprives society of the elevation of more beneficial goals than money, status, and power. And it deprives humanity of the felt connection with the forces of nature that might otherwise guide us into a more harmonious relationship with our planet. So this has been really fun to write for me. Because I've been seeing these trends for a long time in my own life and in the life of other artists. Somebody next door banging on the wall here. And I see certain common threads between that tie all these experiences together, and it all has to do with disconnection of some kind, what I call disconnection from soul, which is the vital essence of who you are, the lived essence of who you are, the source of creativity within. And that is really what we see so widely in our society, just in general, and certainly in the arts, like music, the elevator music. It's used because of its vacuity, because it's so inoffensive that it lacks all soul, right? And that's why it's used. And it's a perfect expression of the soullessness that we can also see in all the ugly parking lots and big box stores that we see, and the transactional nature of most of human interactions these days. What do I mean by transactional nature? Like when you go buy something, that's a transaction, and after you bought it, like the relationship is over between you and the grocery clerk, or at least there's nothing really propelling it forward other than maybe your desire for more connection, but there's nothing in the transaction itself that propagates that forward movement or continued connection. And a lot of human interaction in our society is like that now, on social media, and it's like built into our economic life. And so there's all this disconnection happening. and certainly disconnection from nature. We view nature largely as a resource to be used, as something to be exploited. But that's not what nature is. Nature is alive. Nature has its own intelligence, creativity, and purpose. And until we grok that, until we acknowledge that felt sense of connection with nature's intelligence, which is our intelligence as well. There isn't a separation there. Until we acknowledge that, then we're just going to keep doing what we're doing, keep destroying nature. Okay. I think that's all for now. More to come soon. And please leave any comments or questions. Feel free to sign up for my email list at my website, josepharnold.com. I'm soon going to have a new website, soulforcearts.com. Get an updated, prettier looking website that will host my new book, which will be coming out in spring 2023, and courses. I'm going to have lots of online courses coming out, and yeah, I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen after my book is published. I hope to go on a book tour, and if you want to find out about all of that stuff, sign up for my email list now, josepharnold.com. I send out like a monthly newsletter, and yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. It'll include blog posts and videos like this. It's non-salesy, although I will announce when my book is ready for sale or other courses, that kind of thing. But I really want this to be a resource for people like you who are interested in all this.